We believe that we're a very unique law firm. We're unique because we have followed the growth of the technology industry. We were a part of its beginning very early on when the firm was formed, and we have focused upon representing enterprises primarily in that environment. Consequently, we represent over 3,000 private companies, approximately 350 public companies, many of them global, multi-billion-dollar enterprises. What we try to do, and I think we've done very well, is focus upon the needs of the management teams, the boards of directors, and the shareholders and other constituencies of those enterprises, and be a partner in not only solving business issues, but also, of course, solving the legal issues attendant to them. The firm was started primarily by John Wilson in 1961, and for the first few years it was just 3 or 4 lawyers getting together in an informal relationship. When I joined right out of law school in 1966, the firm agreed to come together and form a formal partnership. In the 60s, we basically were working with entrepreneurs, early-stage venture capital funds, and some of the beginnings of many of the technology enterprises that have been so successful today. In the 70s, it became more about semiconductor companies and peripheral equipment companies and companies that were part of that whole environment. In the 80s, we saw the growth of computer companies. We took Apple public in 1980, Sun Microsystems public in 1984, and we began to change and become very dynamic, expanding many of the disciplines that we have today. We built a first-class litigation department focusing in areas like securities, defense, intellectual property, employment law, and commercial litigation. When the world became more regulated, we brought along talents in the regulatory area, whether it deals with privacy issues, antitrust, disclosure issues. And of course, as companies grow, they need other disciplines: tax, benefits, debt transactions, corporate finance transactions. And we have built teams of talent in each of those areas. And we were basically growing with the industry and growing with our enterprises. In the 1990s, we began to see the growth of so many public offerings in the technology space, leading to the bull market boom in 1999. Of course, when that all crashed in around 2000, we readjusted and focused a lot on major public enterprises, our ability in antitrust, our expanded litigation, our capabilities in many other areas, and we began to expand. We opened many of our offices in that decade from 2000 to present. We're offshore in places like Brussels and Hong Kong and Beijing. So although we are geographically dispersed like many firms, we really focus on the unity aspect of delivering service because every client is a client of the total firm. I really look forward to working with people that join us, not only lawyers at all levels, but our staff and our employees. Most of our people are here a very long time, and we only require that they buy into the important culture of the firm. The openness, the diversity, the consensus, the transparency, the meritocracy-based elements. We're all working together to really build this service capability. And it's very rewarding because we are helping foster the growth of technology that improves communities and individual lives. We support through our pro bono organizations, through our foundation, through our giving, all of the constituencies that make Silicon Valley so unique. So we're a very community firm. We're a very people-oriented firm. We really look to the long term. We cherish our clients and our people, and it's proven in the longevity of those that have stayed with us. In the early days, people would say that we're very much tied to Silicon Valley and the growth of the valley. But what's really exciting and what has proven to be so important to us is that Silicon Valley is really no longer a place. It's a concept that is being emulated all over the world. We had a very simple statement we used to use in the very beginning, and that was, when in doubt, follow the client. And so as we think of the growth of the firm, we think of the growth of our clients. They're becoming global. They touch so many different environments, so many different economies. And I see that as the opportunity for us in the future. We want to continue to service those clients wherever they go, however they grow, and no matter how they scale. The point is that we want to be the best by representing the best, and that's why we really focus upon our people, because ultimately to deliver on that, it comes down to not only culture, but the commitment of the kinds of people we have in this organization.